So that was more English, POC.
POC, I would say more of our work was English with African elements in it, from the music, the jazz.
It's like the Afrikaans element.
Yeah. So BVK was born out of POC because POC would always release an Afrikaans song. So the first ever Afrikaans hip-hop music came out of POC. The first Zulu, the first non-English, if you want to call it hip-hop music, came out of POC.
Sure.
But this was only either 1 or 2 songs on each album, and I felt strongly we needed to do a full album, or we needed to create a group that will speak in the dialect in which we speak. So POC's first Afrikaans song was the Dala Flat song, the Kiki Me Bro Ala Dinge Moje Los. You know, that was that song. And in 90...
Was this during apartheid?
This was sort of...
Or the transition?
This was during the apartheid, leading to the transition, practically.
So you were colored people basically singing Afrikaans, which was kind of unheard of, which was weird, right?
It was very odd, and it was odd to our communities as well, because we got a lot of, I would say, we got a lot of flack from our communities as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's just the way we were conditioned.
Yeah.
We speak our women,
people's mindsets,
and Salam alaikum, and you know, all that type of vibes. That's how we speak on a daily basis. But because of the way we've been indoctrinated, there was this huge air, or this huge dynamic of self-hatred coming through. So for people to hear that being recorded on a record, it was, yo, die gam, kyk die plat coloreds, you know. That was the attitude. Not everybody though. You know, we did get a huge level of support, but little to know we were breaking new territory, and we were pioneering the way for what's actually happening in South African music, specifically hip-hop right now. We didn't know that. We spoke from the heart. Then we came from, our intentions were true, although there was a lot of contradictions, but it's natural. We were young boys. There was nobody to guide us or to teach us, this is how you produce a hip-hop beat, this is how you scratch. So everything was self-taught. All these things, the dance and all these, we used to mimic what we would see in videotapes, and we'd create our own thing. How do you piece this together? So we practically relied on all the members, you know, to kind of build this entity called POC.
Any chance of maybe some new music from you guys, or anything in the works, or can people maybe expect maybe a live tour, maybe anytime soon? Or
we are talking at the moment. We actually did our first performance about 1.5 years ago at the Cape Town Jazz Festival, and it was the first time POC came together after 15 years.
I remember that. That was about 2-3 years ago, no?
1.5 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we are chatting at the moment. The challenge is that everybody's schedules are hectic.
Yeah. Including yours.
Including mine. And Shaheen relocated to Canada.
Oh, wow.
So to pin him down, it's also challenging because he travels the world with.
But technology has made things a bit easier now.
Definitely. Because we were practically rehearsing via the internet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how we were rehearsing and writing songs.
That's it.
Until he landed here, and we had to bring the rest in from Joburg. And the crew that was in Cape Town, we had to find the time and the space to put everything together, but thanks to technology.
So moving away from DJing music to drifting, tell us about your project that you're involved in, right?
That's supposed to be kept
Cape Town style.
Kept on the low. As far as the drifting go, my life's kind of, you know, split 50-50. The one half's the music, the TV, radio, and all these things that people know DJ Ready D for doing.
Yes.
Over the last, I would say, 10 years, though, I've been focusing a lot, if you want to call it, on the motoring side of things. You know, from street, you know, things that we used to pick up on the streets.
And you haven't got a city golf, have you?
No.
That's every person that comes from kind of like has a city golf.
I used to race one in the Clubman series, those.
With the speakers in the back, you know, like as you do, trying to impress the girl. No.
No.
Is that how you got Malika?
No. I actually got Malika with my 30S, baby.
All right.
Many rums and the whole story with the sound system.
Nice.
Yeah, my first and second cars that I ever owned was my 30S.
Right.
Yeah, and I paid for my car with my winnings of my first DJ competition.
Wow,
that's how I got my first car. But anyway, we grew up exposed to I would say aspects of drifting.
Yes.
And spinning as kids growing up. You know, our previous generations did it at the pavilion. Strandfontein Pavilion.
Yes, yes.
At Indies, and it used to be known as Papa Wheelie when we grew up. So it evolved into spinning, and for us with the drifting thing is I was exposed to drifting at about just before the whole Tokyo drift thing came out, about 3 years before.
Oh, so you were doing it before that? Wow.
Not doing it really, but I was exposed to it at that time.
Okay.
Through these DVDs we used to get from friends that came out of Japan. It was called option DVDs.
Oh, yes.
And this was the whole Japanese scene, you know, they were drifting their Toyota 86s around the bends on mountain passes and all these types of things. So we were like, yo, you know, very cool spots in Cape Town. I'm not going to give anything away on camera, but I was like, yo, just imagine doing that. That's cool.
Can we come join you one day?
Absolutely.
Can we come bring a crew and come hang out with you and see how you do your thing?
Yeah, please do. By all means, by all means. Yeah, so that was our entry into the whole drift scene. Yes. Then I started off a car show, and through this car show we used to film all these events and things taking place. One day I was in Joburg filming a friend of mine, and he was very involved with street racing, and he actually took the illegal drag racing off the streets of Joburg and he took it onto a track, and that became the West Bank racing.
Oh yes.
Illegal on the West on the Wednesday.
Yes.
And that was how I started to become extremely deep into the scene and into the culture and so forth.
And that's kind of what you're doing here in Cape Town as well now.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm going to help you with that. I'm going to get involved, man. I'm going to see how I can support you. But Mr. Reddy D, I know that time is money, man, and we're coming to the end of the show, brother. I know that there's a lot of people that have a lot of respect for you and respect for what you do and what you have achieved. What motivation would you give to somebody wanting to follow in your footsteps?
Wow, I would say, you know, it's actually awesome to be motivated and to be inspired by somebody, but you actually have to find your own. You have to grow into your own as well. So it all begins and it ends with you as a person, you know. So in terms of developing and engaging and also just growing as a human being, you know, you have to make that decision. Surround yourself with positive people.
That's important.
Absolutely. And it all boils down to the choices that you make. You know, you decide if you want to be sad or happy. I can't do it for you, you know. So for me, that for me, it's extremely important. And education, that's key. It might sound corny, don't worry, I was one of them brasser that used to get my friends to do my homework for me.
Wow.
And because of that, trying to take shortcuts through life, now you have to work 10, 20 times, 30 times harder than the average person to get from point A to B to do that. So education, it's key. It doesn't matter what it is, if it involves your spirit, if it involves your work, if it involves schooling or whatever, that is core, it is key, and just to have mutual respect for each other. You know, we all come from different walks of life. We all embrace different religions and we all have our own way of thinking. But the very, very basic ingredient for each other, just as human beings, is respect. We can disagree, but don't let respect go out of the window, you know, because that is the glue that binds us as human beings.
Wow. Can we make you president, brother?
Yeah, make me president. I'm going to build the biggest drift track in the world.
There we go. What's your website, brother?
My website, it's www.djreddyd.com. On Twitter, it's @djreddyd, and it's the same for me on Instagram. And I've got 3 pages on Facebook. It's DEON Daniels. Deon Daniels is the one. Or The Reddy D Show. Just find me on DJ Reddy D. It's all out.
Only 3 pages, man. You know, come on. Listen, Deon Daniels, Reddy D, thank you, my brother.
You're most welcome.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much to the viewers for listening. And thank you.
Thank you, man. Another episode of Talking Point with Stephen Taylor. We're hanging out with the legend, the man himself, so humble, Mr. DJ Reddy D. Go and find him on social media, and of course find me on social media as well, at Stephen Taylor SL. Catch you back next week, same time, same place. God bless. Bye-bye.